Let me make a guess. I24 News English is going to claim that people protesting against the Israeli government's genocide of Palestinians are anti-Semitic because so many news sites try to claim that, and it is hilarious. Being against a genocide does not make somebody racist. That would be like saying that people against Nazi Germany during World War II were racist against white people because they didn't support their genocide.
These chilling chants and protests continue to reverberate repeatedly across the UK, nearly 2 years since the October 7th massacre. And the hatred against Jews in Israel is still heard loud and clear.
Well, it's funny how they call the protests and chants chilling when they were just saying Palestine will be free. What is chilling about that?
We should have freedom of speech and freedom of standing against genocide. How does that make you a terrorist? I will never understand that. And I think it's people in power trying to silence people who are wanting to stand up for what is right.
Well, her hatred for Jewish people was very palpable. All she did was say bad things about Jewish people. That's hilarious how before that interview clip they were talking about the hatred for Jewish people and she didn't say anything about Jewish people.
New UK government report paints a picture of the proliferation and anti-Semitic attitudes in all aspects of public, professional, and private arenas.
You can disagree with the actions of the government of the State of Israel while still supporting the right of the State of Israel to exist. And that's got nothing to do with anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is a hatred of Jewish people.
We, the Jewish community.
Yeah, well, anti-Semitism is the hatred of Semitic-speaking people, which there are several groups of Semitic-speaking people, Jewish people being one of them, Arabs being another. But yeah, you can criticize the Israeli government and not hate Jewish people or Semitic-speaking people. There's a difference between being racist towards a group of people and criticizing a government.
Community are worried about the current situation here in the United Kingdom, the rising wave of anti-Semitism, and we're hoping that the British government will support the Jewish community in their efforts to suppress the anti-Semitism that's rising and taking over the society.
But criticizing Israel isn't anti-Semitism. Trying to claim people speaking out and criticizing the Israeli government as a rise in anti-Semitism is truly dishonest. And there are actually a lot of Jewish people that are getting tired of Zionists using like the Jewish identity as a weapon against criticism of the Israeli government.
I wish to see a day where the Palestinian people are liberated and free from the tyranny of the Israeli government.
And has become normalized in middle-class society, including last month's famous Glastonbury Music Festival, where rapper Bob Vyland roused the crowd with hate speech.
Free, free! Free, free! Free, free!
The British...
Wow, claiming that you want to see a group of people liberated from oppression and calling for freedom as somehow hate speech. That's just truly insane. That is no different than what Nazis were claiming when they were saying that any support of Jewish people, socialists, or anyone else that are trying to free the people they were oppressing were spewing hate speech and propaganda, and they were, bad people for it. This is just truly insane.
British government and police have stepped up imposing consequences on those who call for violence.
The ayes to the right were 385, the noes to the left 26, So the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Unlock.
Earlier,
So somehow calling for people being free and having freedom is violence, according to the UK, especially when you're calling for the freedom of Palestinians. That is insane.
this month, British lawmakers voted to ban the group Palestine Action as a terror organization after breaking into a British military base, leading protesters to Downing Street, home of the British Prime Minister.
The genocide.
The UK is willing to arm and fund a genocide, and they won't call that terrorism. When the Israeli government arms and funds settlers to kill Palestinians in the West Bank, the UK won't call that terrorism. But the moment you break into a military base, that is total terrorism. It's like the definition of terrorism is very flexible and only used when it needed to dehumanize people or to suppress people's freedoms. They do that in the USA shit ton, where they only use terrorists to mean certain people.
In Gaza is still occurring. Protests will not disappear because they ban prescribed Palestine action. It will just make people stronger, more determined, and angrier, and they're writing their own suicide note.
And yesterday, London police arrested more than 40 people demonstrating in front of Parliament against the British government's decision to classify Palestine Action as a terror group.
They're not a terrorist organization. They're just doing what the government should do, which try to stop all the supply of arms to Israel and therefore to be complicit in this genocide.
It is typical for pro-war governments to classify any type of anti-war activist as a terrorist or something of the sort, in order to be able to arrest and try to quell any sort of anti-war protest, because pro-war governments just love going to war.
I'm Israel Chai. I'm Israel, I'm Israel, I'm Israel Chai.
Let me be clear that this government will not tolerate anti-Semitism. It has no place in our society. It is a poison and a cancer that must be rooted out, and we will be relentless in our work to do so.
Again, just another government using the term anti-Semitism to try to silence any type of criticism of the Israeli government. The U.S. does that a lot. Funny thing about the U.S., though, be a Nazi and march in the streets calling for the genocide of Jewish people, and nothing will happen. You won't get arrested, nor